Hey guys, I hope you're doing really well. Today I thought I'd share some of my personal tips for having satisfaction with your guitar and feeling like you're accomplishing things. So it's really important that you set a long-term realistic goal of what you want to achieve and work towards that goal. Now this goal could be play classic rock songs, play power metal, play jazz, whatever you want to make it, play technical shredding stuff. Whatever you want to make it, you need to make a goal like that of what you're wanting to play, because it's real music and you have a style, you know that, and you have a style you want to play, so figure out what that is. And my point in saying this is, it's not a good idea to practice, your scales and your theory and your technique if you don't have a solid idea of how you're going to use it. Because if you don't know how you're going to use it, why are you even doing this? And I'm sure that's crossed every musician's mind. Why am I doing all this? So you need to figure out what you're wanting to accomplish or to achieve with these practice techniques, and to do that you'll need to apply the concepts that you take from exercises that you practice and apply them to real music. So this leads me to the all-important point: play real music. What I mean by that is apply your practice to performance. We're musicians. We're not just guitarists or violinists or oboists or whatever you name it. We are musicians, and the word music is in there, and it's in there for a reason. We're playing music. We're not just practicing our technique on our guitars, we are, but the point of it all is to play songs, It's songs, it's music, it's emotions, it's all those things. So you need to apply what you do in your bedroom and what you practice to your performance on stage or wherever it is. So, cultivate your strengths, work on your weaknesses, and you can slowly shift those weaknesses into the strengths stage and bring them to the spotlight. And applications for this goal setting, playing music is, first and foremost, listen to examples of guitar in your style, and analyze them to try to decipher, what methods they used, what technique, what theory concepts, maybe even what practice routines they utilized. And when you're doing that, then you can really get some satisfaction, because you're like, oh, I think I've figured out kind of what's part of the niche of my style that I need to work towards. Because when you figure out what you need to work towards in a style, then you can really start getting a handhold on why you're doing it, where you're going, what music is awesome, how you rock, So all those different things. And take some time to learn and play guitar parts from the songs that you like. This is important. I overlook it quite a bit myself, I get a lot caught up in technical stuff, theory, just practice, but don't forget that you need to leave a little bit of time in there, maybe not every day, but consistently, to learn and play guitar for enjoyment. You're not some slave to guitar, you do it because you like it. At least I hope you do, because if you don't take some time to do things you enjoy and really love that style and give you some fire in that, then you're really gonna lose all your inspiration. And that happened to me, and this is how I figured out this stuff, is trying to learn how to help myself with satisfaction on my guitar. And if you don't practice something, this is something that I have overlooked and have caught myself misbelieving a lot. If you don't practice something, you cannot expect to be good at it. No matter how technically advanced you are, or no matter how advanced you are, even if it's some simple pop song, I catch myself a lot being like, oh, this is some rock pop song, I should be able to play that easy. And that's not really the way it works, because while, say, metal or shredding, that might be more difficult of a style, it's a whole different skill to be able to play rock rather than to play shredding or metal or pop or whatever. Just because it's simple and has a 1-4-5 progression doesn't make it super easy if you haven't practiced that. So my point in saying this is, don't get discouraged if you're like, oh, why can't I play this, rock pop song? It should be really easy. What's wrong? I'm not any good. That's all a lie. And realize that many of these techniques and concepts, they overlap. If you watch a guitarist on YouTube, or if you listen to someone's song, you'll realize that they might not have practiced that specific instance of whatever technique or theory concept the exercise or example or music piece has in it. But if they've practiced a technique, their guitar technique or their theory or whatever that is, and it's not exactly that specific instance, it'll probably overlap and help them with other things in their practice as well. Let me give you an example. Let's say I practiced 5-string, double turnaround sweep picking technique. That will probably cultivate better sweep picking technique all around, even though I'm just practicing that, double turnaround mechanic. It'll probably help with, it might even help with alternate picking. You never know. So don't assume that these virtuoso people are out there and they've practiced every instance everywhere and that they can play anything, sight reading it at any speed. That's just not true. We're not machines, we're humans. And we're guitarists, but that is something I don't have to realize, because otherwise you'll get too perfectionist. No, I need to practice everything. And of course that kind of leads back to the point of setting goals. And if you realize that in, say, classic rock, if you're wanting to play classic rock, if you just don't need, in whatever style you're wanting, if you don't need technical and theory concepts and like a bunch of jazz resolutions, all this complicated stuff, you don't have to practice those things. You can practice them some, but don't spend all your time practicing them. You want to focus on what your goal is. And if your goal is classic rock, or if you're shredding, sure, focus on the techniques and maybe some theory concepts. But if it's more simple, like pop and getting the feeling of blues maybe, focus on that and don't spend too much of your time trying to cover too much ground. Focus on areas single at a time. Well guys, I hope you found this helpful, and I hope that you guys will have some better satisfaction on your guitar and won't feel discouraged about it. As always, it's just a learning curve. It's a long road that you just have to figure out yourself, and other people can help you, but in reality, it's time. That's what a lot of it is. You'll figure out what works for you, but just don't give up. You're gonna be awesome. You rock. If you keep practicing and are determined, absorb material, you're gonna be great. Okay, so don't give up. Never. Well, thanks for watching, guys. If you liked this video, please do give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear them in the comments section. Till next time, rock on, and God bless.